this is Marlene with Dixie Quilters. Hey, it's Labor Day. It is a beautiful day. Hope you're all having wonderful fun, barbecuing, seeing family, all that wonderful stuff. I get to have family visiting me. I'm so excited, but I'm still having time to do some projects. So this is about Civil War. We're going to come back to our Civil War, and I'm going to pour on the coal here and get this done. I like to shoot for end of the year, but I've also got to finish Christmas figs, so I'm working on that too. But we are moving ahead. Today we're going to talk about pieced blocks in miscellaneous design. This would be page 57 of a 110-page booklet. So we're moving sort of slowly through this first 50 pages, but we're making progress. Okay, so this one is called the sugar bowl. Does it look like a sugar bowl? Well, you can sort of see how it could be a sugar bowl with the bowl and then the sugar is mounded up in the middle. Or it could have been a cut glass bowl with nothing in it. Do you see how that could be also? This one is I modeled it after a block that was put in the book here by Roseanne Smith, one of the creators with Barbara Brackman from the Civil War Sampler. And the relativeness of this is that during the Civil War, of course, in the South, they had nothing from manufacturing powerhouse like the North, or from Europe even, because there was blockades going on. So in the things that Barbara Brackman quotes is from Thomas Nelson Page, Two Little Confederates, written in 1888, manufactured or published by Scribners of New York. So they talk about that there was limited treats available during the Civil War. It could be in a fictional account, but at least it was very popular at that time in the 1880s. It says there was no sugar, nor coffee, nor tea. These luxuries had been given up long before. And it says, this is a lady speaking about her two little brothers. The boys never liked anything sweetened with molasses, and so they gave up trying to make things without regular sugar. An attempt was made to manufacture sugar out of sorghum, or sugar cane, which was being cultivated as an experiment. Well, goodness sakes, it's certainly become a main staple of the sugar industry now. It had not been successful so far, and molasses that was made from the cane was the only sweetening. This block was first published, according to Barbara, in 1932 in an agricultural newspaper, The Rural New Yorker, just discussing about one of the deprivations, only one of the many deprivations that children experienced during war in our country, as they would most likely in any country, right? But this is the empty sugar bowl, or called the sugar bowl. Okay, that was block number 27, by the way. So now let's move on to block number 28. Oh, it's one after my own heart. The Ladies' Aid Society, the Soldiers' Aid 9-patch. This is regarding, I think I talked to you briefly about it last time, about the Sanitary Commission was sort of the precursor to the Red Cross. And so in many of them, the Red Cross was denoted with, wasn't always red, it was usually a cross though. So I made mine with a blue cross, and did some fussy cutting too, but I like it. And this one, Barbara Brackman quotes from Pamela Weeks, 1 Foot Square Quilted and Bound, the Study of Potholder Quilts. And I believe that Liz Warnke over on Liz Warnke Quilts mentioned last time that there is a real resurgence of interest in making the individual blocks and then whip stitching them together recently in her vicinity. I think she's out in Massachusetts. Boston. Well, I'm not sure where you are, Liz. Let me know. Anyway, so it's a 9-patch, and it's the precursor of a cross, and it was also used as a symbol for, this is where we have sick and healing. The binding was often a contrasting color, sometimes white, sometimes light blue. In research for the American Quilt Study Group paper, Pamela Weeks, who she quotes from a book written in 2010, counted 12 surviving examples of quilts made to comfort soldiers or to raise money for Union soldiers and AIDS societies. She noted that the majority were the bound block technique that we call today quilt as you go. Now that's interesting, huh? So this is a block, and it's called the Soldier's Aid 9-patch. Okay, there's our 2 blocks for this month. I think I'm going to jump ahead and do a couple more. Would that be all right? Let's see. We'll do one more, and then it leaves me 2 more to go into my next movie. So we'll do one more. Let's see. This one's called The Log Cabin. And I'll hold that up for you. Those are the colors I chose. I sort of replicated the one that was done by Barbara Crawford for Barbara Brackman's book. I mean, it's a standard log cabin. You know, I don't think I've ever made a log cabin block before. This is first. And I like having all these reproduction fabrics on hand because not only am I using them for Civil War, I'm using them for, I'm planning to use them for the Jane Austen 250th anniversary that I'm thinking about starting in January, if I can learn how to do applique. So, any encouragement or anybody that wants to start that with me, I'd be thrilled. I think that there's been a couple that are considering it. Awkward Quilter GA, she's planning maybe. Oh no, I think she's really planning on it. So Blessed by Jess, she's thinking about it. I don't know, Becky, do you think you're gonna wanna do it? And Lynn, what do you think? Let me know. And let's see how many of us can struggle through it together, huh? It's misery loves company, right? Okay, so here is our log cabin. And the log cabin block seems a true Civil War pattern first appearing in the 1860s. Perhaps linked to Lincoln's log cabin campaign theme. Because when Lincoln ran for office, he really whoever was advising him really advised him to focus on his humble upbringings, living in the log cabin, building it, working frugally. I think he worked as a lawyer and had to do odd jobs just to keep things going. Initially published as a newspaper serial in 1851, the story mesmerized readers with a glimpse of life in slavery. Among the readers were Amasa and Sophia Sowell. A daughter, Annie, recalled the series years later. Oh, we're now talking about Uncle Tom's Cabin, the book, which described what slavery was really like, not the so-called romanticized version that the people in the North had sort of thought it was like. But in reality, it was a terrible, oppressive, horrible thing. And let's see here. So what a sensation the story made. Okay. Oh, and they're talking about how it was such a sensation that he published it as a book called Uncle Tom's Cabin, and it sold in those days, sold 300,000 copies in the first year. It was confiscated, it was burned, it was, I'm sure, preached about, it was banned. Book burners' fear of the written word was well satisfied because the people who read the book no longer had any romantic ideas about slavery simply being an institution of the South. It was a horrible, terrible thing. And I can't express how terrible it would be. So there we are. There's the log cabin. Bingo bango. Got it in pinks, reds, flowers, and more flowers. Did you hear me talking earlier about my dinosaur quilt? I've been having a time finding fabrics in my stash that are not flowers. I've got lots of flowers. All right, so that was our serious one, the log cabin, number 29. The Soldier's Aid 9 patch, number 28, was the precursor to the Red Cross, also considered, they used it in blue also at that time. And then also the first one was the Sugar Bowl, indicating the deprivations that the general populace had to make do without sugar, without tea, without coffee, no Keurigs on hand. So, hey, you guys have a good day. Talk to you soon. Dixie Quilters signing out. And please subscribe and share and ring the bell and whatever else that we're supposed to be doing. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.